Welcome back to the ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today we will learn about the shocking new evidence surfacing in the attempted murder of Drew Cain, where an antique firearm once owned by the legendary Edward Quatermain has been identified as the deadly instrument, unexpectedly pulling Willow Tate into the center of a whirlwind of suspicion and intrigue. This revelation has sent ripples through Port Charles, as forensic experts at the PCPD confirmed that the rare, engraved pistol heirloom from the Quatermain family's vault, dating back to the early 20th century and rumored to have been a gift from a Prohibition-era associate, matches the bullet fragments extracted from Drew's wound during his emergency surgery last month. The gun, last cataloged in the mansion's secure display case during a family inventory overseen by Monica Quatermain, vanished without a trace shortly before the shooting, prompting investigators to scour the estate's surveillance logs for any overlooked intrusions. What makes this discovery even more tantalizing is how it ties directly into Willow's shadowy connections to the Quatermain dynasty, a link that Michael Corinthos himself inadvertently highlighted in a private chat with Detective Dante Falconeri 2 months prior. Amid the chaos of Sasha Gilmore, Corbin's lingering presence in town, and the unresolved threads of the Daisy Corinthos Gilmore kidnapping case, Michael had pulled Dante aside during a tense stakeout near the docks, casually dropping a bombshell about Willow's uncanny knack for navigating the Quatermain mansion. Like a ghost, he described how Willow, despite her public fallout with the family after her steamy affair with Drew came to light, still possessed the subtle skills to enter and exit the sprawling estate undetected, perhaps slipping through a lesser-known side entrance hidden behind the rose gardens or using a forgotten service key from her days as a nanny. Michael had framed this intel as a precaution, suspecting Willow's involvement in the Daisy saga might stem from her lingering resentment over Sasha's role in exposing family secrets. But now, with the antique gun in play, it paints her as potentially the cunning thief who lifted the weapon under the cover of night. And in the vein, the steely commissioner steering the PCPD's renewed probe has mobilized a team to dissect every facet of Willow's recent activities, from her daily commutes to her late-night visits to the Metro Court for solitary reflection, partnered with the ever-diligent Harrison Chase. Anna is determined to exonerate Willow, viewing her as more of a pawn manipulated by Drew's charismatic pull during their illicit romance, which nearly shattered her marriage to Michael and left her battling for custody of their children, Wiley and Amelia. Yet, Chase's optimism clashes with Danny's sharper instincts. The detective recalls Michael's words verbatim, noting how Willow's fragile teacher exterior belies a street-smart survivor who once orchestrated a fake identity to infiltrate Nina Reeves' circle years ago. This discrepancy has fractured the investigative dynamic, with Anna pushing for empathy toward Willow's post-breakup trauma evidenced by her mandated therapy sessions at the hospital, while Dante insists on verifying her alibi for the evening of the shooting, which conveniently places her at a dimly lit coffee shop with spotty witness accounts. Diving deeper into Willow's psyche, sources close to her counselor revealed that recent sessions have unearthed buried guilts, including fragmented memories of heated arguments with Drew over his political ambitions, clashing with her desire for a stable family life, potentially fueling a motive to silence him permanently. Imagine Willow, driven by the fear of losing her kids forever after Michael's custody petition gained traction, sneaking into the mansion under the guise of retrieving old photo albums for Wiley's birthday, to pocket Edward's gun as a desperate tool for revenge or self-defense. Her ties to Nina Reeves add another layer of complexity. The two women, bonded by shared betrayals in the Corinthos orbit, have been whispering in hushed tones at Kelly's Diner, where Nina's own paranoia about corporate espionage at Crimson magazine might intersect with Willow's access to Quatermain artifacts. If Willow did orchestrate the theft, it could explain the cryptic notes found in her apartment, hinting at a broader scheme to undermine Michael's empire, much like her earlier manipulations during the Metro Court hostage crisis, where she feigned vulnerability to gain allies. Fan forums are ablaze with theories, as enthusiasts on platforms like the General Hospital Fan Club Facebook group dissect Willow's every move with fervor. One viral post declares, "Willow with that antique gun. It's like she's channeling a Quartermain Villain's Nikki and sophisticated." While another speculates, her grieving mom act is Oscar-worthy. Bet she used old staff contacts from the gardener's shed to bypass security. These discussions highlight how Willow's estrangement narrative is a carefully curated story of being too damaged by family politics to reach and crumbles under the weight of evidence, showing her texting former Quartermain A. Felicia Scorpio for advice on estate matters. Just weeks ago, adding fuel to the fire, eagle-eyed viewers recall Willow's unexplained absences during key plot points, like the night of the Daisy kidnapping reveal, where she claimed a migraine but was later spotted near the boathouse, a stone's throw from the Quartermain grounds. Of course, Willow's spotlight doesn't eclipse other potential culprits lurking in Port Charles' shadows. Tracy Quartermain, with her iron-fisted control over family relics, might have planted the gun to settle old scores with Drew's outsider status and the LQ dealings. Curtis Ashford, entangled in his own gambling debts and alliances with the Jerome Syndicate remnants, could have sought the weapon for a high-stakes heist gone awry, using Willow as an unwitting patsy through their mutual friendship circle. Yet, Willow's intimate knowledge of the mansion's layout gleaned from years of holiday gatherings and secret rendezvous positions her as the most compelling figure, especially if her therapy transcripts, subpoenaed by the PCPD, expose flashes of rage toward Drew's betrayal that mirror the shooter's calculated precision. As the investigation intensifies, with forensics teams dusting for prints on the gun's ornate handle and cross-referencing Willow's phone logs for mansion proximity alerts, the question looms large: is Willow take the innocent victim clinging to her fractured family, or a calculated mastermind whose web of deceptions is about to ensnare her in the ultimate downfall? Port Charles holds its breath, waiting for the next twist that could redeem her or condemn her forever. Next, we will learn about the intriguing possibility of Ric Lancing's dream woman stepping into his chaotic reality amid his ongoing captivity ordeal. In the shadowy confines of Port Charles, Ric Lancing finds himself entangled in a web of deceit and danger that shows no signs of unraveling anytime soon, transforming what began as a personal vendetta into a high-stakes thriller, worthy of the town's most dramatic narratives. Despite his clever escape from the initial restraints in Alexis Davis' dimly lit basement, during the tense moments of the October 3rd episode, Ric's freedom remains a distant illusion, as his captors regroup with heightened vigilance to prevent another slip-up. Ava Jerem's ruthless blow to Ric's head not only left him reeling, but also ignited a chain of events where the Triova, Alexis, and Christina Corinthos Davis misnavigate the precarious balance of secrecy and control, all while whispers of betrayal echo through the corridors of their hidden lair. Imagine the flickering candlelight casting long shadows on the stone walls, the air thick with unspoken regrets, as these women grapple with the moral weight of their actions, each one second guessing if their desperate measures will ultimately bind them together or tear them apart forever. This captivity isn't just physical confinement. It's a psychological labyrinth that forces Ric to confront buried emotions, turning his isolation into a catalyst for unexpected revelations about loyalty and love in Port Charles, as the sedative haze from sleeping pills clouds Ric's mind, blending reality with vivid hallucinations. He seeks solace in the arms of a phantom lover who embodies everything he's longed for, a beacon of tenderness amid the storm of his imprisonment. Enter Elizabeth Baldwin, the enigmatic nurse whose presence has haunted Ric's thoughts since his return to town, her compassionate eyes and resilient spirit serving as the perfect escape from the cold chains that bind him. In these drug-induced reveries, Ric envisions Liz not merely as a friend, but as a savior, her soft voice cutting through the darkness like a lifeline, promising rescue from the depths of his despair. Picture the dream sequence unfolding in exquisite detail. Ric, weakened but determined, hears footsteps approaching the basement door. It's Liz, clad in her signature scrubs, slipping past guards with a set of pilfer keys, her face etched with worry as she whispers his name and tends to his wounds with gentle precision, their hands brushing in a moment charged with unspoken passion. This imagined scenario isn't random. It draws from Ric's deep-seated attraction to Elizabeth, a connection forged in the fires of past crises, where her unwavering support helped him navigate the treacherous waters of family feuds and legal battles. Historically, Ric has viewed Liz as more than a confidant, the one who sees beyond his flaws to the vulnerable man beneath, a rarity in a town rife with judgment and schemes, making her the ideal muse for his subconscious pleas for redemption. Beyond the dream world, real-world suspicions are brewing that could bridge the gap between fantasy and fate, positioning Elizabeth as the key to Ric's liberation in ways that neither anticipates. As fragments of Ric's predicament leak through poor Charles' gossamer, perhaps a cryptic phone call overheard by a mutual acquaintance or an unexplained absence that raises eyebrows at the hospitalist's intuition sharpens, urging her to probe deeper into the mystery. Elizabeth, ever the protector of those she holds dear, has always regarded Ric as a steadfast ally, someone whose sharp wit and hidden kindness complemented her own grounded nature. During turbulent times like the Casadini scandals or the endless Quartermain power plays. In this expanded narrative, envision Liz confiding in her closest circle made a late-night chat with her son Cameron about odd vibes from Alexis's evasive behavior, or spotting a bruise on Christina that hints at foul play, fueling her resolve to uncover the truth. Her investigation might involve subtle sleuthing, tailing Ava to a suspicious location under the cover of night, or hacking into old security footage with help from tech-savvy ally Spinelli, each step revealing layers of conspiracy that tie back to Ric's vanishing act. This proactive pursuit underscores Liz's evolution from passive observer to active heroine, highlighting how her nursing instincts extend beyond her to the emotional battlefields of personal relationships, potentially reshaping alliances in unforeseen ways. Should Elizabeth's quest lead her straight to Ric's side, the moment of reunion could spark fireworks that blur the lines between gratitude and genuine romance, propelling their bond into uncharted territory. Free from his bonds, Ric, still groggy from the ordeal, might mistake the real Elizabeth for his dream counterpart, pulling her into an impulsive embrace that lingers a beat too long, his lips brushing hers in a kiss laden with years of pent-up emotion. Delve deeper into this pivotal encounter, the basement door creaks open under Liz's determined push, revealing Ric slumped against the wall, his eyes lighting up with a mix of relief and delirium as he murmurs, "I knew you'd come," before the world spins and he collapses into her arms, forcing her to drag him to safety amid the chaos of fleeing captors. Such intimacy wouldn't be out of character. Ric's history with women like Carly or Sam was fiery but fleeting, whereas with Liz, there's a quiet depth rooted in shared loss, like the pain of fractured families and the quest for stability that could blossom into something enduring if given the chance. Inventing further, consider how this rescue amplifies Ric's vulnerability, leading to heartfelt confessions under the stars as they evade pursuit, where he admits how her strength inspired his survival fantasies, planting seeds for Liz to reconsider their platonic status. Yet, complications abound. Alexis's guilt could erupt into a confrontation, pitting mother against daughter in a custody-like drama over Christina's involvement, while Ava schemes to silence Ric before he exposes their plot, adding layers of suspense to this budding romance. Ultimately, as Ric's captivity saw the hurdles toward its climax, the question lingers whether this dream woman will transcend illusion to claim a permanent place in his heart, challenging Elizabeth to confront her own guarded affections amid the town's relentless turmoil. Will Liz, scarred by past heartbreaks with Jason and Franco, dare to open up to Ric's persistent charm? Or will external force like Sonny's meddling or Nina's jealousy derail their potential? Envision extended fallout, post-rescue therapy sessions where Ric recounts his visions, strengthening their emotional tie, or a surprise alliance with Lucky Spencer that draws Liz closer to Ric's orbit through family ties. This emotional odyssey promises twists that redefine forgiveness and desire, keeping viewers on the edge as poor Charles' undercurrents pull at every thread. ABC General Hospital spoilers tease that Ric's journey from prisoner to paramour is far from over, with more explosive developments on the horizon that will leave fans dissecting every glance. And Whisper. Next, we will dive deep into the electrifying drama unfolding at the Quartermaine mansion, as Monica's final wishes promise to shatter alliances and ignite family feuds like never before. In the heart of Port Charles, where secrets simmer beneath polished surfaces and legacies clash like thunder, the Quartermaine estate stands as a symbol of enduring power and tangled histories. Fans have long speculated on who would inherit the Grand Q mansion after Monica Quartermaine's passing, with many pinning their hopes on Michael Corinthos as the rightful heir, given his deep roots in the family dynasty. Yet, in a twist that defies all expectations, the keys to this iconic property seem to dangle in the hands of the enigmatic Veronica Ronnie. Bard, a figure whose sudden prominence raises eyebrows and whispers of intrigue. As the October 6th episode unfolds, the air thickens with anticipation inside the opulent halls of 66 Harborview Drive, adorned with antique furnishings and portraits of past patriarchs that seem to watch judgmentally over the proceedings. The gathering of loved ones at the Quartermaine residence feels less like a somber memorial and more like a powder keg ready to explode, as relatives from near and far converge under the mansion's towering chandeliers. Monica, ever the matriarch who navigated corporate battles and personal heartaches with unyielding grace, has left behind a will that promises to redefine loyalties. Legal powerhouse Alexis Davis, clad in a sharp suit that mirrors her no-nonsense demeanor, steps forward to officiate, her voice steady amid the rising tension. The room buzzes with murmurs. Tracy Quartermaine paces impatiently, her signature pearls clinking like warning bells, while Olivia Falconeri Quartermaine clutches a tissue, her eyes misty with memories of shared kitchen confidences. Even Jason Morgan, the stoic enforcer turned family anchor, stands in the shadows, his presence a quiet reminder of the bonds Monica forged across decades of chaos, as Alexis begins unraveling the legal tapestry of Monica's estate. Tracy's sharp tongue cuts through the air like a knife, demanding she cut to the chase already with her trademark impatience that has terrorized boardrooms and family dinners alike. Alexis, ever the professional, nods graciously and assures the group that detailed discussions about the generous provisions for Yuri, the loyal butler who served the Quartermaines through scandals and celebrations, and the rest of the household staff will follow privately, perhaps including enhanced pensions, or even a dedicated wing named in their honor to acknowledge their unsung roles in maintaining the mansion's majesty. But for now, the focus shifts to the heart of Monica's benevolence, the intricate trust funds she meticulously established for her sprawling lineage of grandchildren and great-grandchildren, designed not just as financial safety nets, but as living tributes to the values she instilled: adrenaline, compassion, and unapologetic ambition. Delving into these personalized bequests reveals Monica's intimate knowledge of each heir's soul, turning cold assets into emotional heirlooms that stir the room's undercurrents. Brooklyn Quartermaine, the fiery musician with a voice that could soothe or shatter, receives Monica's cherished pearl necklace, a strand that once graced red carpets and whispered secrets during late-night council sessions. It's said these pearls were Monica's talisman during her darkest hospital boardroom fights, now passed to Brooklyn as a symbol of emerging from turmoil stronger, perhaps inspiring her next chart-topping ballad about family legacies. Ned Quartermaine, the suave record label mogul whose life echoes the rhythms of classic hits, inherits Monica's vast vinyl collection, a treasure trove of rare LPs from the golden age of rock, including signed editions from icons like Elvis and the Beatles, evoking memories of Monica spinning records in the study to unwind after grueling surgeries, a gesture that hints at Ned channeling this into a Quartermaine music festival. To honor her eclectic tastes, Olivia Quartermaine, the warm-hearted powerhouse who turned the Quartermaine kitchens into hubs of healing laughter and lavish feasts, is bestowed with the entirety of Monica's gourmet cookware collection, an array of gleaming copper pots, heirloom knives sharp and to perfection, and artisanal bakeware that could rival any Michelin-starred setup. This gift speaks volumes of their shared passion for nurturing through nourishment. Olivia might envision hosting epic family brunches in the mansion's sunlit solarium, using these tools to whip up Monica's famous lasagna that once bridged generational gaps. During holidays fraught with feuds, then comes Ronnie's turn, the estranged sister whose reappearance has already rippled through Port Charles. Like an unexpected storm, Monica leaves her a delicate locket engraved with their initials, containing a faded photograph of the two as wide-eyed children frolicking in a long-lost garden. A poignant nod to sisterhood's unbreakable thread despite years of silence and unspoken resentments, potentially unlocking Ronnie's guarded heart and prompting her to share untold childhood tales that reshape family narratives. The Will's revelations continue to build like a crescendo in a symphony of surprises, each clause peeling back layers of Monica's foresight. Jason Morgan, the brooding guardian whose loyalty has been tested by bullets and betrayals, is granted his late father, Alan Quartermain's prized wristwatch a timeless Patek Philippe that took through Alan's most pivotal heart surgeries and board conquests. Its engraved case whispering time heals, but family endures. For Jason, this isn't mere metal. It's a compass for his evolving role as protector, perhaps worn during tense stakeouts that safeguard the very empire Alan helped build, evoking ghosts of mentorship that Jason never fully received in life. Michael Corinthos, the ambitious scion balancing corporate thrones with personal vendettas, receives a lavish array of the family's prized possessions, the stables of thoroughbred horses, galloping across expansive pastures, a fleet of luxury cars gleaming in the garage from vintage Rolls-Royces to sleek modern EVs, and the opulent yacht moored at the private dock, ready for high seas escapes that mirror Michael's drive to navigate life's choppy waters unscathed. Tracy Quartermain, the queen of sarcasm whose barbs have felled rivals and fortified defenses, braces for her inheritance with crossed arms and a skeptical smirkingly, to be handed a simple glass jar labeled Lila's pickled relish, an exact replica of the cheeky bequest Edward Quartermain once bestowed upon her in a moment of wry humor during his own estate dealings. This tangy condiment, crafted from Lila's secret recipe blending cucumbers, spices, and a dash of Quartermain's spite, serves as a masterful jab at Tracy's notorious greed, reminding her that true wealth lies in the spice of life rather than square footage. Tracy's face contorts in a storm of indignation, lips pursed. Eyes flashing like lightning gusts, she slams the jar down, muttering about insulting relics while the room erupts in stifled chuckles and sympathetic glances, her reaction fueling speculation that the slight could propel her into a vengeful crusade against perceived injustices in the will. Yet, the true bombshell detonates when Alexis intones the fate of the Quartermain mansion itself, that sprawling bastion of blue blood intrigue at 66 Harborview Drive, with its labyrinthine rooms echoing decades of power plays, illicit affairs, and triumphant returns. Contrary to Tracy's haughty assumption that the estate would crown Michael as its lord solidifying his status as the next generation steward Monica decrees, it bequeathed to her long-estranged sister, Veronica Bard, in a clause that paints Ronnie as the unexpected custodian of this architectural jewel. The mansion, with its manicured gardens blooming under Monica's watchful eye, grand ballroom hosting galas that mask marital meltdowns, and hidden libraries stuffed with forgotten diaries, now falls under Ronnie's enigmatic sway. She could transform the solarium into a personal art studio reflecting her mysterious past, or open its doors for community events that honor Monica's charitable spirit, fundamentally altering the Quartermain power dynamic. Ronnie herself appears utterly flummoxed, her hands trembling as she accepts the revelation, eyes widening in disbelief at this olive branch from beyond the grave. That suggests Monica harbored hopes of reconciliation amid their fractured history perhaps. Ronnie's artistic soul, often at odds with the family's cutthroat ethos, was seen as the fresh perspective needed to preserve the home soul. The assembled can reel in shock. Tracy's fury boils over into accusations of oversight, her voice rising to challenge the document's authenticity. Olivia gasps, hand to her mouth, pondering how this upends holiday traditions. Ned furrows his brow. calculating the logistical ripples for family gatherings. Notably absent from the windfall is Drew Kane, Monica's resilient son, whose military precision and business acumen made him a pillar he's on mission. Stings like salt in a wound, sparking theories that he and slick attorney Martin Gray might have orchestrated a shadowy amendment, forging signatures in dimly lit offices to redirect the deed toward Ronnie, as leverage in some larger quartermain chess game. This glaring snub to Michael, who envisioned the mansion as his command center for Elk expansions and family revivals, ignites Tracy's protective instincts like wildfire. Her mind races to unearth corruption, from bribed notaries to congressional cronies pulling strings from Washington Carters. Imagine Tracy storming law firms with demands for audits, her detective-like persistence uncovering encrypted emails or hidden codicils that expose the sham. Could Ronnie be an unwitting pawn in Drew's ploy to reclaim influence? Or does she harbor ambitions to auction off artifacts for her own gain? The Quartermain legacy, built on oil fortunes and unyielding wills, now teeters on this precipice, with ripple effects promising courtroom battles, midnight alliances, and betrayals that could fracture the family anew. As this saga simmers in Port Charles' foggy harbors, red-hot spoilers hint at explosive confrontations ahead. Tracy's probe might drag in unexpected allies, like a reformed Sonny Corinthos or a meddling Carly Spencer, each with axes to grind over Monica's choices. The mansion's fate isn't just about bricks and mortar. It's a battle for identity, where Ronnie's tenure could usher in bohemian renovations clashing with traditional opulence, or spark a hostile takeover bid from within. Fans, this plot thickens with every shadowed corner of the QS state. What do you make of Ronnie stepping into the role of mistress of the manor? Drop your wildest theories in the comments below, and stay tuned to the channel for the next postbounding updates as the Quartermains fight to reclaim their throne.